Good morning, students. Welcome in the second lecture in today's session. In the previous lecture, we were discussing this program of multiplication. And over here, we did learn from the perspective of counter and then loading the multiplier in the accumulator, applying a circular shift to it, and then taking it back to memory location, then checking whether the E flag, okay, whether the E flag is 1 or 0. If it is 1, then add the content of multiplier in, add the content of multiplicand in product register value, in product value. And then clearing this E bit, and then clearing this E bit. Now, once it is done, right, the concept we learned that we have to rotate the multiplier every time and check if it is 1, then we have to perform addition. But over here, if we just do that, what will be the problem? If we stop our program, if we just have this loop, okay, and end at this point, what will be the problem? The problem would then be that there are 1 in the multiplier only 3 times. So actually it should add x how many times? 11 times. But rather it would just add it 3 times only. Right? For first task. Are you with me on this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So then what is the solution? The solution is that not just apply circular shift to multiplier, but apply circular shift to multiplicand also. So once this x is added to the product term, then x is loaded to accumulator, x is loaded to accumulator, and circular shift is applied to this accumulator, affecting the E bit. Okay. Now here, it is important to understand that this is CIR, circular shift, involving the E bit, and this is CIL, which is affecting E bit but not involving it. Right? Circular shift with E flag that will be considering the E bit. Then storing it back from accumulator to X value. Next step would be to increment the counter. So it will be -8, then it will be incremented to -7. And then finally we will check if counter value reaches to 0, yes or no. If it is reaches to 0, then we need to stop. The result in the P term is our multiplication result. If it is not, then continue the loop. The same process will be followed. So this is how multiplication can be done using microprocessor. Okay? Normally, when you just write the multiplication in C language program, actually in the assembly language, this many tasks are done by the arithmetical logic unit. Yes, Bajrang.
सर वहाँ पे जो आपने टी में एक्स जो मल्टीप्लिकेंड है ऐड हुआ है, उसके बाद ई को 0 कर दिया गया है सर। तो मतलब कि सर जो प्रोडक्ट अगर 0 हुआ तो ओवरफ्लो फ्लैग में 0 ऐड करना है।
एक सेकंड, जस्ट अ सेकंड, लेट मी यूज लेजर। यहाँ की बात कर रहे हो?
यस सर।
ओके, ये एक बार प्रोडक्ट यदि ऐड हो गया उसके बाद ई फ्लैग को 0 करना है। क्यों? क्योंकि इस लूप में कब आएगा? जब ई फ्लैग 1 होगा तभी आएगा ना। तो एक
यस
बार
सर।
आपने ई फ्लैग 1 कर लिया, उसके हिसाब से डिसीजन ले लिया, जो टास्क करना था वो कर लिया, उसके बाद उसको वापस से रीसेट करो, सो दैट नेक्स्ट टाइम नेक्स्ट लूप में आए तो फिर से उसके ऊपर ऑपरेशन हो सके। करेक्ट?
सर यहाँ पे जो CILEAC है, इसका मतलब सर क्या है?
CIL है, देखो यहाँ पर सर्कुलर शिफ्ट है CIR और यहाँ पर सर्कुलर शिफ्ट है CIL। ओके, तो दोनों सर्कुलर शिफ्ट है, लेकिन फर्क क्या है? एक सर्कुलर शिफ्ट सिर्फ ई फ्लिक, जो ई बिट है उसको अफेक्ट करता है, और कौन सा वाला? ये वाला ई बिट को अफेक्ट करता है, और दूसरा वाला है वो ई बिट को इन्वॉल्व करता है। आपको याद हो तो आगे जब हमने शिफ्टिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन सीखे थे तो दो चीज सीखा था ना, सर्कुलर शिफ्ट इन्वॉल्विंग कैरी एंड सर्कुलर शिफ्ट अफेक्टिंग कैरी।
यस
वहां
सर।
यहाँ पर कैरी की जगह पर ई बिट है, राइट? ओके, एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस, अदर स्टूडेंट्स? So if it is clear, shall we proceed to next slide? Okay. So this is the program for the flowchart. Okay. Assembly language program, and this is the symbolic. Okay, not exactly assembly, but symbolic version of the assembly language program. So first to where to start a program. Okay. So that origin is set by this location 100. This is in hexadecimal. Okay. So what it means that our program starts from 100 memory location. So program counter will be redirected to that memory location. Okay. Then a loop of program starts, LOP, loop of program starts. This initialization, P value, that is done over here after the halt instruction. So counter is decimal of my binary version of decimal -8, 000F. Y value we are keeping 000B, and P value, the product value, we are initializing with binary zeros. So this is the initialization part of labels. Labels CTR, label X, label Y, label P. Now our program starts over here in the loop. First thing, what we need to do, we need to clear E bit. We need to clear E bit. So E bit is clear over here. Next, load accumulator with this tab. Okay, load accumulator with multiplier Y. For that, what to do? The instruction is LDA Y. Then apply circular shift to accumulator. For that, we use the instruction CIR. What this will do? This will perform circular shift involving the E bit. That means it will transfer the multiplier most significant bit to E bit. The multiplier most significant bit to E bit. Then store back this Y from accumulator to the value Y. We loaded it we shifted it and then stored it back. Then next thing is that skip if 0. Okay. What 0? E bit. This is the new instruction which was not taught in our previous lectures. SZE. Skip if E bit is 0. So this will check this thing. Is E bit 0? Then we do not have to perform this addition task, right? Then loop comes over here. Skip if E bit is 0. So what this is doing, if E bit is 0, then this will skip this instruction, branch unconditionally to 1. But if it is not 0, then it will not skip and go to this branch unconditionally to 1. So two possibilities are endeavored over here. One is that if E bit is 0. If E bit is 0, then this will skip this one instruction, BUN1. And where it will reach? It will reach to this instruction, which is BUN Z arrow. So over here, there is also branching, but branching to Z arrow label. And over here, there is also branching to one label. So it will anyway branch to one of these label, either 1 or Z arrow. Is that clear? Please write in the chat box. Okay. Now, what will happen if E bit is not 0? That means this one, right? So what will it do? It will load accumulator with value X. And then add this X value, the value in the accumulator, to register P. Okay, so whatever value P is there in some register or the memory location, that will be added with the content of accumulator. Remember, result is still in accumulator. Add instruction stores result in accumulator. And so this has to be stored into register or memory location represented by label P. Okay. Over here, we are considering operand value only, data P. So that will be stored into label P. Then what to do? Clear E bit, so CLE. So that task is done. Now, this loop will be executed if and only if it's true. But this thing will be executed even if E is 0 or E was 1. So that is in continuation. That is in continuation. Z arrow label is in continuation after this CLE. So next thing what to do? Load accumulator with value X. So LDA instruction, load accumulator with multiplicand. Then apply shift to left. Apply shift to left. Remember over here instruction is different, right? CIR and CIL. Okay, over here, this was giving CIR and this was giving CIL. I want to give one correction. Students kindly pay attention. What they have mentioned in this case is that CIR involves circular shift to right and CIL involves circular shift to left. Okay?
Yes sir,
Circular shift to right and circular shift to left.
यहीं पे मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाता सर। यहाँ पे आपने पहले CIR CIL के बारे में बताया था, सर्कुलर राइट शिफ्ट एंड सर्कुलर लेफ्ट शिफ्ट।
बट एक्चुअली वहां पर क्या हो रहा है, ना वो शिफ्ट लेफ्ट ही करता है, यहाँ पर अलग है। ठीक है, ये जो यूज किया है उसकी बात करते हैं. तो सर्कुलर शिफ्ट राइट, सर्कुलर शिफ्ट लेफ्ट. देन result from the accumulator to label x. Store the accumulator to label x. That is this one. After that, what to do? Counter increment. Okay. So we are not just incrementing counter, but we are also making sure that it goes into the loop back. Okay. So this is checking two things: increment counter and skip if zero. Increment counter and skip if zero. So if after incrementing counter, if counter value is 0, then that will skip the next instruction. That will skip the next instruction. And it will go to halt. But if the counter is not 0, then it will branch unconditionally to LOP label. So that will again start this whole loop. So this is how assembly language program is written. Now, compared to the higher level language, over here our skip is restricted, skip only one instruction, right? And so we have to make sure that we write our program in such a manner that whatever component we need to skip, that instruction has to be written next to the instruction. Like skip if 0, after that branch is 0. So this continuation has to be maintained. That is the mandatory requirement for assembly language program. Okay, any questions in this? Any questions in this? Yes, Arshil. No, Bajrang.
सर यहाँ पे हॉल्ट का मतलब सर स्टॉप करना है.
एक्चुअली क्या है, ये चीज ध्यान रखो. मैंने यहाँ पर अभी पहले ये लेबल फील्ड दिखा दिया, राइट? जब लेट्स गो बैक टू असेंबलर पास. असेंबलर क्या करेगा? फर्स्ट पास में सारे लेबल्स का वैल्यू सेट करेगा और सेकंड पास में ये यहां पर जाएगा. तो जब ये फर्स्ट पास करेगा ना, असेंबलर जब फर्स्ट पास में इसको पास करेगा तो ये सारे जो काउंटर वेरिएबल्स के वैल्यू है उसको एग्जीक्यूट कर देगा. और जब सेकंड पास आएगा तब ये प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट होगा, राइट?
मतलब सर फर्स्ट पास में सारे मतलब लेवल को वैल्यू देगा और दूसरे पार्ट में एग्जीक्यूट करेगा.
हाँ, तो याद रखो यहां पर एएलयू को जहां पर हॉल्ट करना है, राइट? एएलयू को जहां पर हॉल्ट करना है वो हॉल्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन है और असेंबलर को जहां पर एंड करना है वो एंड इंस्ट्रक्शन है. दोनों में फर्क है, राइट? असेंबलर क्या करेगा? असेंबलर कन्वर्ट करता है ये असेंबली लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम को बाइनरी में, राइट? तो एक्चुअल हमारा प्रोग्राम कहां तक है? हॉल्ट तक ही है. बट हमारे प्रोग्राम ने हमने काफी सारे लेबल्स का यूज किया है, राइट? अब वो चीज वो जो लेबल का वैल्यू क्या है वो एएलयू का हेडेक नहीं है. वो हेडेक किसका है? असेंबलर का, राइट? तो ये एंड वाला जो है, एंड वाला सूडो इंस्ट्रक्शन, वो किसके लिए है? असेंबलर के लिए. याद हो तो हमने एंड वाले सूडो असेंबलर के जो सूडो इंस्ट्रक्शन सीखे थे उसमें हॉल्ट नहीं था. ओरिजिन था, एंड था, लेकिन हॉल्ट नहीं था, क्योंकि हॉल्ट है वो एएलयू के लिए. तो असेंबलर जब ये असेंबली लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम को जब बाइनरी में कन्वर्ट करता है तो पहले पास में क्या करेगा? सारे लेबल्स पहले तो आइडेंटिफाई करेगा कौन से लेबल है, और आइडेंटिफाई करने के बाद वो लेबल्स के वैल्यू है वो यदि लिखा हुआ है, वो प्रोग्राम में लिखा हुआ होना चाहिए, तो उसकी वैल्यू सेट करेगा. वो हमारा फर्स्ट पास हुआ. फिर वो सेकंड पास करेगा, उसमें लेबल्स का वैल्यू ऑलरेडी सेट हो चुका, उसका यूज करके प्रोग्राम का बाइनरी में कन्वर्जन करेगा. और वो फिर जो बाइनरी कन्वर्टेड प्रोग्राम है वो किसको जाएगा? वो माइक्रो प्रोसेसर के प्रोग्राम मेमोरी में स्टोर हो. तो प्रोग्राम मेमोरी में इंस्ट्रक्शन कितने आएंगे, यहां से लेकर यहां तक, हॉल्ट तक ही आएंगे। ये इंस्ट्रक्शन किसके लिए है, ये काउंटर का वैल्यू के लिए है। तो ये कोई डेसिमल नंबर उसमें स्टोर नहीं है, उसमें तो बाइनरी होगा। तो ऑलरेडी ये काउंटर का वैल्यू सेट करके बाइनरी जो भी होगा, जो यहाँ पर प्रोग्राम में जब यूज होगा, तो वो प्रोग्राम मेमोरी में जाएगा। इज दैट क्लियर? ब्रजेश?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question, sir.
क्या है ब्रजेश?
सर, ये जो हॉल्ट के बाद जो सर लोकेशन होगा ऑपरेंड का,
हॉल्ट के बाद जो
लोकेशन होगा सर ऑपरेंड का, तो सर उसमें सर क्या परफॉर्म करेगा अरिथमेटिक लॉजिकल यूनिट सर?
हाँ, ये जो मतलब ये जो काउंटर वेरिएबल है, सॉरी काउंटर जो लेबल है, वो काउंटर लेबल एक कहीं ना कहीं किसी मतलब डेटा, देखो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, डेसिमल ऑफ -8, वो बाइनरी है, राइट? लेकिन वो रहेगा कहाँ पर, किसी ना किसी रजिस्टर में या मेमोरी लोकेशन में रहेगा ना। तो वो रजिस्टर या मेमोरी लोकेशन काउंटर की तरह हम यूज करते हैं, उसका मीनिंग ये है। यस ब्रजेश?
ओके सर।
Let us go to the next program, and this program is a double precision addition. Double precision addition. So the assembly language program is given to you. Where there are certain labels used, right? AL, BL, CL, AH, BH, CH. Now its values can be written over here where this dash are given. Okay? Over here there has to be AND. So let me make a correction over here. For assembler to understand, there has to be AND, right? Where assembler has to stop. Okay, so values of these different variables will be written over here. Then for the double precision addition, what is the logic? First logic is that one number, binary number A low, we add to accumulator. Then add this BL value into the accumulator, and if there is carry, in this case, that carry is shown by E bit, and store this to C low. Then clear the accumulator, apply circular left shift to bring the E bit, to bring the carry bit back into accumulator, right? Circular left shift involving E bit. Then add the content, add the accumulator is cleared. So after that, what is the content? After that, what is the content? That will just be the E bit if it is set. Because after this accumulator is cleared, CIL is applying circular shift to accumulator. So if E bit was there, carry was generated, then that carry will be taken back into the accumulator. And that will then be added with, so here not LDA is used, add is used. किसके साथ ऐड करना है? यदि कैरी आगे वाले एडिशन में जनरेट हुआ है तो वो कैरी का जो ई बिट में वैल्यू है उसके साथ ऐड करना है, उसको पहले एक्यूमुलेटर में लेना है, उसके साथ ऐड, so that AH and then add with BH result store into CH. A simple program, double precision addition. Okay. Next, there are some logical operations and shifting operations, so that we shall see. So the basic computer instructions regarding this, they are AND, CMA, CLA. AND is used to perform ANDing operation. CMA is used to perform complement operation, and CLA is used to perform clear operation. Okay, now one program is shown over here, program for OR operation. Now how ORing can be done? Not directly OR instruction is used, A or B. Let me write A or B. Okay, can you apply De Morgan's? What will be De Morgan's law value for
सर
A
वो
or B?
हेलो सर,
Yes. Yes, yes, please.
सर वो A प्लस बी कम्प्लीमेंट इक्वल टू हो जाएगा A कम्प्लीमेंट इंटू B कम्प्लीमेंट.
जब यहाँ पर हम लॉजिकल ऑपरेशन की बात करते हैं तो ये एडिशन नहीं है, ये ऑरिंग है, राइट? सो ए और बी, and according to De Morgan's law, what is the solution? This is A complement ending with B complement whole complement, right?
यस सर.
So that thing is done over here. First, A value is loaded to accumulator, then it is complemented. So what we get? This A bar, then it is stored into temporary location, either temporary register or some general purpose register. Then operand B is loaded to accumulator, its complement is taken. What we have now? We have B bar. Now this A bar and B bar both are there, then its ANDing is performed with the temporary memory location. So at the end of this, sorry. Okay. When this gets executed, what we get? A bar ending with B bar. But that is still not ORing. We have to take its complement. So its complement will then be complement of A bar B bar. Right? Then shifting operation over here, what we are using, they are circular shift only. In that case, there are logical shift operations like CLE and CIR. They are shift right operations. And logical shift left operations, they are CLE, CIL. What CLE will do? CLE will clear the E bit to 0, and CIR will perform circular right shift, CIL will perform circular left shift. Similarly, if you remember, there are arithmetic shift instruction also. So some instructions for arithmetic right shift, they are written like this. First clear the E bit. Then if accumulator content is positive, then we have to skip the next instruction. What is the next instruction? CME. So CME will be considering accumulator is negative and it will set the EBIT to 1. So this will be only in the case when accumulator is negative. But if accumulator is positive, then shift will be this. And then apply a circular shift involving EBIT. So that is arithmetic right shift operation, considering positive or negative value present in the accumulator. Okay. Now, next slide. Over here, we want to understand about what we call as subroutine. Subroutine. A subroutine is a set of common instructions that can be used in a program. Subroutine is a set of common instructions that can be used in a program many times. Again, but with the subroutine, there has to be subroutine linkage. Okay? So that is a procedure for branching to a subroutine and then returning to the main program. Are you aware about this concept of subroutine? You might learn this in higher level language program. You might have learned as a macro or a subroutine. Similar concept is there on the assembly language also. So that is a set of common instructions which program can use multiple times. Yes, but from the main program, there has to be subroutine linkage that will divert the program counter towards the subroutine so that those instructions gets executed. And then once the subroutine instructions are executed, the program counter has to be returned back to the main program. Already in many programs earlier, we did learn this. We did have this concept, but we did not emphasize it. Now in this example program, that is emphasized. Okay, so let us discuss about this, how it subroutine calling and then return process goes on. First we see the code and then we understand. The code says origin the main program from 100 location, then load X to accumulator, then branch to subroutine where located by label sh4. So this will branch to this subroutine. Now what the subroutine is doing? Subroutine, first it is having a binary value 0, then it is 4 times, and then ending with this label MSK. MSK is this value in binary 1111 1111 1111 0000. If you remember, in our experiment number 4, we have also performed this masking operation. So the same thing is done over here. So ending with the mask, what will it do? It will make lower 4 bits 0. Then it will return branch unconditionally to the main program. So this is performing 4 times shifting and then masking lower 4 bit and then taking it back to main program. Then STA instruction. STA instruction will store the shifted number into label X. Then again it will load the value Y, call for the subroutine sh4. Subroutine will perform the task, return the value, comes back to main program. Then from the accumulator, that value is stored into Y. And then the ALU will halt. But assembler will need this. So this program in the program memory location, this memory location, it will be stored. Now, let us see how it is called. I will show some arrows. So first this instruction executed, then this one, then this goes for branching. So that will divert program counter over here. Then this will execute one by one. Then branch it back. Store into X, load Y. Again branch will call the same. So this subroutine, SH4 subroutine, that subroutine is such that it can be called multiple times in the main program. It can be called multiple times in the main program. Every time the subroutine will be performing some task and then return the execution to main program. Any doubts in this? Subroutine and subroutine calling? Please write in the chat box. Okay. Now let us see some subroutine parameters and data linkages. The linkage is of the parameter and the data between the main program and the subroutine that can be via registers or memory locations. So this is one example program given where subroutine is performing logical ORing operations, and it will require two parameters before that subroutine is called. So let us check how it is working. First instruction, origin from the memory location 200, then LDA X. This will load accumulator with the value X. Then branch to the subroutine OR. That subroutine is over here. So that OR subroutine is called. Okay. Now let us see what this subroutine requires. Okay. First thing is that subroutine first takes a value 0, binary of value 0. Okay. Need not to be in the accumulator. Okay, this value is not necessary, is not in the accumulator. Accumulator value is loaded before this branching is done. So there is something already in the accumulator. What it will do? It will complement that content in the accumulator. After that, it will store that content into temporary register. Then it will load the accumulator with the second operand. It will load the accumulator with the second operand. Again, it will perform complement operation and ending with the content of temporary label. Again, complement. So this we already learned, right? ORing program, load, complement, store, load, complement, and then De Morgan's, right? Then skip if 0. So this will continue if the value in the OR is 0. But if it is not 0, then this loop, subroutine loop, will keep on performing. Once it is done, branch back to the main program. So how is the flow? First executed this one, then this one, then this one. Required branching, so it is the branch over here. Then these all are instruction executed. And if the OR value reaches to 0, then there will be return at this memory location. Now TMP variable is before it is used, it is initialized with the binary value 0. Now over here, the subroutine is called for performing logical ORing operation. So first it is loading the value x. What is the value x? X label is this one and Z label is this one. It will load the accumulator, then call the subroutine. Subroutine will execute. It will return to the main program. Then binary of this hexadecimal number will be stored, and that content will then be stored back into label Z. Label Z. So this is the second operand. This is the first operand. Okay. Can you recall what BSA instruction does specifically? BU and BSA. What is the difference? Anyone? Already we have discussed. BSA, BUN. Can you recall it?
Sir, sir, repeat once more.
BSA instruction and BUN instruction. We have already discussed these branching instructions.
सर BSA इंस्ट्रक्शन जो होता है वो एग्जीक्यूट करता है सर कंट्रोल यूनिट जो होता है उसमें जो स्टोरेज रहता है एड्रेस, तो उसको सर लोकेशन को डिफाइन करके उसको सिंबॉलिक एड्रेस देता है। और सर और जो होता है सर वो जनरली यूज होता है सर एडिंग एडिंग सर लॉजिकल ऑपरेशन में। तो उसमें क्या होता है कि सर जो भी सर बाइनरी कोड होता है उसको सर एडिंग मोड में रख के और एग्जीक्यूट करता है मेमोरी लोकेशन को।
एग्जीक्यूट करता है हम प्रॉपर वर्ड नहीं है, ब्रांचिंग करता है प्रॉपर वर्ड है।
यस सर, ब्रांचिंग भी कर सकते हैं सर, सर
नहीं,
एग्जीक्यूट नहीं
ये
कर सकते।
यहाँ पर एडिशन नहीं होता। ये दोनों इंस्ट्रक्शन है, बीएसए और बीयूएन, दोनों ब्रांचिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन है। दोनों ही ब्रांचिंग के लिए इंस्ट्रक्शन है। यहाँ पर एडिशन से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। यहाँ पर जो OR लिखा हुआ है वो सिर्फ लेबल है।
ओके सर।
हर्षिल ने चैट बॉक्स में आंसर लिखा है, विच इज करेक्ट। हर्षिल, आर यू D2D स्टूडेंट? Okay, so I guess you have already studied this course in your diploma. Okay. Yeah. See. Yes, Arjun. Yes. BUN instruction है, that is branch unconditionally. Over here, BUN instruction is written, right? Branch unconditionally. In that case, whatever is the label is given, in that location, program counter will be redirected, and that branching will be executed for sure. Okay, but what is the difference? In the BSA, it will perform the branching also, and it will also save the address. मेन प्रोग्राम में जिस भी मेमोरी लोकेशन में से ये ब्रांच हुआ है वो मेमोरी लोकेशन सेव भी करेगा, सो दैट जब रिटर्न होगा में प्रोग्राम काउंटर रिटर्न होगा तो कौन से मेमोरी लोकेशन पे रिटर्न करना है वो ये सेव एड्रेस पे से पता चलेगा। जो उसके लिए असाइंड लोकेशन होगा वहां पर। यहां पर वो लोकेशन है Z, मतलब बाइनरी 0। तो वो रिटर्न इजी है। लेकिन जब ब्रांच अनकंडीशनली यूज कर रहे हैं तो एट दैट टाइम यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि यदि मैक्रो यदि सब रूटीन रन हो चुका है उसके बाद वो कौन से पर्टिकुलर मेमोरी लोकेशन में डाइवर्ट होगा। तो वहां पर वो एड्रेस सेविंग का प्रोविजन नहीं है। यस ब्रजेश। Rajesh, you have raised hand. Rajesh, are you with me?
यस सर नो सर सर बजरंग
Now, let us discuss input and output program. First, input program. Okay, so that is a program to input one character. This is a program to input one character. That means one byte. Now, how this program? First of all, CIF, SKI. Now, the CIF is the label given for checking the input flag. For checking the input flag. And the SKI is the skip instruction. Is the skip instruction on the basis of value of the input flag. So skip if the input flag is 0. Then, so if input flag is 0, it will skip this branching instruction. Okay, it will go to the third instruction, INP. But if it is non-zero, then what it will do? Branch unconditionally to CIF. So that will be branch back to CIF to check again. So this keeps on checking. What is the status of input flag? What is the status of input flag? If input flag is 1, then it will, sorry, here skipping will be in the case of 1. So if input flag is 1, then it will be over here, INP. It will keep on checking the input flag if it is 0. If it is 0, then it will branch it back, branch it back, branch it back, branch it back. But if it is 1, it will perform input operation. So input character is inputted using INP instruction, and then OUT instruction will display on output to ensure that what is the input data, right? So display to ensure the correctness of the character. And then ST instruction will store that particular character from the accumulator to the label CHR, which will be some register or memory location. So this is a program to input one character. How it is doing? First, it is checking every time input flag. If there is something available in the input, then it will use the INP instruction to input the character into INP instruction will input into accumulator. Remember, O is on to make sure that the correct data is received. It is not necessary to use OUT instruction, but to ensure that our program is working correctly, we can use this instruction. Then STA will store the content of accumulator back to CHR value. Now, next program is for output character. Next program is for output character. Now, anyone having any idea you want to discuss, then I can correct you. Anyone want to speak up regarding this? I would like you to speak also. Karthik, can you take a lead? Karthik? Karthik? Are you with me? Yes. So can you explain what this code is doing? The last one? It's okay even if you are wrong. We are just learning over
सर
here.
फर्स्ट एक्सक्लेमेटर में कैरेक्टर लोड होगा, फिर उसका आउटपुट चेक होगा COF में,
COF क्या है?
चेक आउटपुट फ्लैग।
COF इंस्ट्रक्शन है?
सर
COF लेबल है, ठीक है?
हाँ
इंस्ट्रक्शन
लेबल
नहीं।
सर
Correct.
इसके वो का पता नहीं।
SKO means skip if the output flag is low.
हेलो सर,
Yes.
सर रिपीट करेंगे, आवाज नहीं आ रही।
Yes. SKO है वो skip करेगा आउटपुट फ्लैग को चेक करने के बाद।
फिर अगर फ्लैग 0 होगा तो BUN इंस्ट्रक्शन वो ब्रांच करेगा वापस
वापस
फिर आउट
वापस चेक करो करेक्ट।
फिर फ्लैग 1 होगा तो आउटपुट आएगा, फिर होल्ड इंस्ट्रक्शन।
आउटपुट क्या है? OUT इंस्ट्रक्शन है। OUT इंस्ट्रक्शन क्या करेगा? अक्यूमुलेटर का कंटेंट आउटपुट पोर्ट के ऊपर आउटपुट करेगा।
यस सर।
जैसे यहाँ पर INP इंस्ट्रक्शन इनपुट कर रहा है, OUT इंस्ट्रक्शन आउटपुट पोर्ट के ऊपर आउटपुट करेगा। यहाँ पर एक्चुअली पोर्ट जब मैं बोल रहा हूं तो ये एक्चुअली INPR रजिस्टर और OUTR रजिस्टर का यूज कर रहा है, ठीक है। फिर वहां से डेटा जो इंटरफेस दिया हुआ है, हमने लास्ट यूनिट में सीखा था कैसे INPR और OUTR के साथ सीरियल डेटा ट्रांसफर होता है, राइट? Okay, good, almost good. Yes. So first it will load this value in the character. So CHR is the label. Remember, CHR is the label. What is the value? Value is this hexadecimal 0057. That value is loaded into accumulator. Then it will check whether output flag is ready to output, right? If the flag is 0, it will keep on branching to check whether when the flag becomes 1. Whenever it becomes 1, it will skip it to OUT and OUT will perform output operation. Okay. Next program we will learn in our next lecture. Now I request you to end the talk and then we can end our today's meeting. Press Brajesh. यदि क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो हैंड रेज किया है उसको लो कर दीजिए।
ओके सर।
Okay. Have a good all. Have a good day.